What if I told you there's a hidden organ inside your body, a living matrix that connects every single part of you, from a muscle in your toe to the cells in your brain? And what if that very network is the physical reality behind ancient maps of energy and consciousness? You've probably heard of things like meridians in Chinese medicine or the chakras in yogic traditions. For a long time, we've kind of thought of these as just metaphors, right? Beautiful ideas, but not physically real. But what if they were describing something tangible all along? And this is where things get really, really cool. Modern science is actually starting to rediscover the very physical network that these ancient traditions were mapping out centuries ago. It's like we're finally catching up to ancient wisdom. And that network, it has a name: fascia. So what is it? Well, it's this continuous web-like system of connective tissue. It wraps around and weaves through every single muscle, every bone, every nerve, every organ. It's not just holding you together, it's the very fabric that makes you a unified whole. The best way to picture it is not as separate parts, but as one single, seamless, three-dimensional bodysuit that's woven all the way through you. This is why it's often called the living matrix, because it's not just passive packing material. Nope. It's a living, body-wide communication system. Okay, so if it's a communication system, how does it send messages? Well, this gets us to its most fascinating property. Your fascia is literally your body's own inner electrical network. The science behind this is a principle called piezoelectricity. Now, that's a mouthful, I know, but the concept is simple. It's the ability of certain materials to create an electrical charge when you squeeze them or put pressure on them. And here's the kicker. Our fascia is full of collagen, which is a crystalline protein that's highly piezoelectric. To put it as simply as possible, pressure equals electricity. Think about that. Every time you move, every time you stretch, heck, every time you get a massage, you are generating tiny electrical currents that are zinging throughout your entire fascial web. And we're not talking about random static here. Oh no. These are intelligent signals that are telling your body what to do. They're guiding cells to where they need to go for repairs, they're influencing how your tissues reshape themselves, and they're helping regulate fluid. They basically support the vitality of your entire system. This gives fascia a really interesting dual identity. See, when it's healthy and hydrated, it acts like a superconductor. Information and energy just flow through it effortlessly. But when it gets dehydrated, tight, or restricted, it becomes more like a semiconductor. It starts to block that flow, kind of like a clogged electrical circuit. So we've got this body-wide electrical web. Now let's circle back and see how this amazing discovery builds a bridge to those ancient energy maps we were talking about. This is where it gets really mind-blowing. And listen, this isn't just a fun theory. Researchers are finding direct correlations. When they lay modern anatomical maps of these fascial lines next to the ancient energy meridians from traditional Chinese medicine, the alignment is it's remarkable. Just take a look here. These modern myofascial lines basically mirror the ancient meridians. The superficial back line, that's the bladder meridian. The lateral line, that's the gallbladder meridian. It's uncanny. It's like we found the physical fiber optic cables for the body's energetic internet that was mapped out thousands of years ago. But the meridians which run up and down the body are only half the story. The connection goes deeper. It turns out fascia also seems to provide the physical structure for the chakra system, those horizontal wheels of energy. So how does this work? Well, yogis have always said the 7 main chakras are located right along the spine. And what does modern anatomy show us? In those exact locations, we find these thick horizontal bands of fascia that cross the spine, and they're packed with nerve endings. These bands are like major intersections or data hubs for all this bioelectrical communication. They're the physical anchors for these energy centers. Okay, this is all incredible, but it leads to the big question, right? So what do I do about it? If we have this living electrical network, how do we take care of it? Let's get into some really practical ways you can recharge your own fascia. The good news is it's pretty straightforward. There are 4 simple but really powerful ways to energize this network. We've got mechanical pressure, think massage. There's mindful movement, like yoga or qigong. And then there are 2 you can do anytime: deep hydration and conscious breathing. So let's start with touch. When a therapist or body worker applies that skilled pressure, they are firing up those piezoelectric signals we talked about. They are literally recharging the battery of your tissues. This helps jumpstart your body's own natural ability to heal and repair itself. Mindful movement is also just crucial. Practices like Qigong and Yin Yoga are brilliant because they're designed specifically to work with fascia. You use these slow, sustained stretches that gently pull on that deep connective web. Holding a pose for several minutes gives you the time to really feel what's going on, to notice physical and even emotional patterns as they come up, helping to release the old stories that get stored in our tissues. And please, do not forget hydration. This is absolutely critical. Remember how we said healthy fascia is like a superconductor? Well, that only works if it's hydrated. When it's dehydrated, everything gets sticky and gummy. The signals can't get through. Keeping that internal communication system flowing smoothly really is as simple as drinking enough water. So all of this, the electricity, the emotional release, it all points to a final and maybe the most profound idea of all, the possibility that consciousness itself is held right within our connective tissue. You've probably heard the saying, the body keeps the score. Well, fascia is a huge part of how the body keeps score. It's an emotional storage system. It literally remembers physical and emotional trauma by tightening and hardening up when we're stressed, in pain, or afraid. It's where our biography becomes our biology. And this connection goes unbelievably deep. I mean, get your head around this. The fascial web connects from the surface of your skin all the way into the nucleus of every single cell. This is profound. It means a mechanical pull on your fascia, from a simple stretch or massage, can actually influence which of your genes get turned on or off. It is a direct link between what you do and your DNA. The biologist Dr. May Wan Ho had a beautiful way of putting it. She said its liquid crystallinity is what makes us who we are. Think about that. It's structured and ordered like a crystal, so information can travel instantly, but it's also fluid and adaptable like water. It's this incredible combination that allows our entire body to function as one intelligent, coherent whole. So when you put it all together, the ultimate takeaway is this. Your body isn't a machine made of separate parts. It's a single, living, conscious fabric that's in constant communication with itself and with you, which leaves us with just one last powerful question to think about. If your body is listening, what story are you telling it today?